This is basically another first-person survival base building in game. The thing that caught my eye is it was. Let me double check what I'm gonna say here before I roll through that to make sure I'm not mixing this up with something. Yeah, it has fully destructible planets, and it is another. It's not just a survival base building game, it is an automation game. Shocker out of me, I know, playing an automation game. Why would I ever play automation things? When would I ever do that? But that's also part of why I said this was going to take a bit longer than the other game. Wild concept that automation game would be slower than a first-person shooter. There we go. That should do a little bit better. So it might have forgotten my settings a little bit. So let me quickly fix these. Because it is making OBS really upset. So let's give all this a bump. Because I thought I did all of this before, but apparently not. There we go, OBS is a lot less angry now. While the game is selected. Sorry about that if that caused any issues with the stream. So it didn't really seem like it did, but I'm more comfortable with OBS not freezing when I click away from it. This game already does have CurseForge and Steam Workshop support, by the way. There's apparently a racing mod in by default, because I did not go and get any mods, but if you're interested in a moddable game, there you go. This is apparently very moddable. Or at least it's supported modding. Y'all have audio now, you have video. Let me just quickly change the text a little bit. There you go. Instead of looting the planets, we'll automate the planets. It is a little weird that OBS doesn't have the little red light on it anymore, but it still says I'm streaming, so presumably everything's fine? Question mark? We don't need a 5-minute autosave interval. We'll go to like a half-hour autosave interval. That's fine. Okay, I think we're good to get this ball rolling. We're gonna go ahead and ignore the fact that I have a save. You have a variety of starting options and such, which is nice. There is oxygen and everything in this game that you gotta keep track of if you play like survival mode. So that is worth keeping in mind. If you want to toy around with how everything works, though, you can go into over here where everything construction-wise is free, but you still have to do all the tech tree. Sandbox doesn't care. Sandbox, you can do whatever you want, but it does turn off events and you get no achievements, as you might imagine. Because it would be rather easy to get your achievements and such if you could just do it in free mode, basically, you know? Just making sure all my windows are fixed. And did I forget to do a thing? No? Well, I forgot to do one thing, but not the other thing. I still have to turn streamer mode on manually, and then it'll actually tell people in Discord and such that I'm streaming. Still annoyed that that's a problem, but you know, one problem at a time. We will go ahead and stay on survival mode since that is the default mode of the game. I'm gonna go ahead and leave tutorial bot on, because you can just shut him up at any time anyway. And I'll let the intro play.
Believing that one planet would be enough for us was wrong. Our colossal ambitions pushed us to leave our homes. Driven by the need of development and achievement, humanity seeks opportunities to discover new worlds and perhaps new dimensions. We are the first colonists, laying the foundation for future generations. It's your turn now. Show your survival skills, unlock technologies, and remember, the galaxy is yours to conquer.
So there you go, there's your mission statement. We have to go establish colonies around the galaxy to show off how good we are at not dying and to expand humanity's influence throughout the galaxy. There we go. We are in control now. He is a bot. He has been programmed to guide us. I'm flying immediately. I could have swore you had control over flying or not flying, but it's fine. Okay, it's alt to descend. There we go. But I still float. Okay, never mind. Yeah, the guidebook will give us information, which that's going to be vitally important. There's going to be times where we're going to need that information because he's not going to tell us how to do everything. And first, he wants us to go mine some asteroids. Like this one right here. It will context-sensitively pull out the tool you need to do these things, by the way, so it'll just auto-pickaxe for something like this, for example. And we'll just tappity-tap the rock until we get everything we need. At least everything that is to offer that we need. Go hit up this asteroid. It'll tell you what the asteroid has on the right-hand side there. Like this one has iron, the other one had copper. This one will have iron and coal in it. Get used to the somewhat repetitive sound of tink, 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 tink for a little bit here, because we're going to be doing a lot of mining, as you might imagine from a game like this. There's also asteroids that have ice. We're going to want those as well, because shocking concept there, ice might be useful for making us able to breathe. It's almost like you could break H2O down into one of those letters there. Could it be the O? Ah, clearly we need hydrogen not to die. And you'll notice we're getting basic science periodically. The more stuff you do, the more you generate basic science, because basically you're learning about the world around you, essentially. So, that all works out in that regard, where you learn how to manipulate things, how to work with things, and then you can apply those science points in a little bit here. He'll teach us how to apply that when we actually get to that point. Yeah, now he wants us to go craft stuff, which right now all we can craft is ore or into bar, which we'll go ahead and make 5 iron bars. I know he's only telling us to make 1, but I'm going to make 5 at a time just to save us issues in the future. His word of wisdom for anybody that has not played an automation game: always make more than you need of things. If you only make what you need, you're going to end up needing to make more things. So just make a buffer amount and you'll probably have less trouble. So I only have enough copper on hand for 1 copper because I didn't mine more copper bars. Let me just quickly check one more thing. I know I'm being very finicky right now. Okay, yes. Just making sure everything is still working properly because I just saw something a little odd and I wanted to make sure. Actually, yeah, the audio looks good. Okay. Yeah, he's now warning us about oxygen. We really didn't burn that much oxygen during that. We're not even at half yet. But he is correct. You will die if you don't have oxygen. And now he teaches us about science. Because over here in the T screen, we can learn about oxygen. And that'll get us the oxygen generator. We can also grab electricity and the grappling hook. Well, we don't have enough science for grappling hook, but we are going to want grappling hook. Despite the fact that we're levitating around like this, we are going to want grappling hooks, and it'll make sense why soon. And you'll notice there's inputs and outputs and electricity slots on everything. you are going to want to keep those in mind when you're placing stuff. Unless, you know, you want to make your life difficult. If you want to make your life difficult, then, you know, by all means, do how you wish. Yep, unselect construction completed. Now we use ice to refill our oxygen. And we just got a machine sitting there. The good news is it doesn't actually need electricity right now for some reason. Yeah, we already learned about electricity. So now he's going to teach us about the electricity in the network, which right now there's no electricity being generated, so the network is currently bleh. He wants us to make a carbon reactor, which, oh yeah, asteroids are going to hit the platform. I don't think they do any real damage. I think they just kind of hit and explode. You can almost look at this like raft in space, if that helps people get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Let's go ahead and put the reactor right across from this, facing like this way. So I need to make copper cables, and I'm not going to be able to make enough of them right now. So let's go mine more copper first. Now you might be wondering why I was so concerned about getting coal at all. It'll make sense later. We are going to need it, but you'll notice we don't need it for handcrafting bars. Oh, yeah, I'll just say it. We need it to actually automate making bars. As well as for a couple other things that I do know about ahead of time. Now, I will say, I had a slight misunderstanding when I first looked at this game. Oh yeah, it's carbon or not coal. But either way, it is important in the future. Yeah, the slight misunderstanding I had when I first was looking at this game, since it was called Astro Colony, I actually thought this was going to be a colony management game. And then it turned out to be a survival automation game, and I was just as happy either way. If anything, maybe slightly happier that it was an automation game. Oh yeah, we have grappling hook now, by the way, because I queued it up by clicking on it. So as I generated basic science, it finished that one for us. We are going to want the asteroid catcher. We do want a smelter. Destruction is useful because you can recycle things you may not have wanted to place. We'll go ahead and grab that, and that in that order. Because the asteroid catcher will automate grabbing the stuff. Yeah, now it's trying to teach us about all of the things at once, though, and that's where it gets a little confusing. But we will deal with that one problem at a time. First and foremost, make me a bunch of bars so I can make a bunch of cables to make a bunch of cabling for everything else. For those interested on the YouTube side, by the way, this will be all split up. So as a reminder, I was given these keys for this game and the previous game. The game we're playing after this, I bought up my own money, so we don't need to have that conversation there. But this one and the last one both were provided by Lurkit, so just keep that in mind. Oh yeah, there's like a whole cable car thing and vehicles and everything. I didn't get to any of this when I tested this. We're actually like rapidly approaching where I stopped testing. Now, you do have to like lay out cable kind of like you would belt in other construction games, so that's a whole thing. Yeah, and the carbon also goes in here for the reactor. Deposit items, deposit carbon. I think that's why I was thinking of it as coal, is because it does the same function as coal in other games. And carbon and coal are kind of the same thing. Coal is a form of carbon. Yeah, it's telling me what I already did, which was make copper wire. I think I can make... No, I can't make any more copper wire. So let's go get some more copper, because I'm going to need more copper wire than I made anyway. There we go. We have destruction now, so I can disassemble stuff. Which will be quite important. Because, let me tell you, as I learned how this game worked, I definitely ended up getting rid of some stuff. Oh yeah, here's how the grappling hook works, by the way. Yoink! You gotta be a little careful with it, though, because it will send you flying. Yeah, and this is the tutorial for the grappling hook. It'll teach you about things like that planetoid over there, for example. So this one's closer. Chunk. Whee! Ow. So ta-da, we're at a little planet. And little planets have a bunch of stuff on them. Switch back to our pickaxe. In this particular case, we can mine carbon off of the planetoid here, and it actually gets you way more carbon, as you can see on the right-hand side there. Unfortunately, this planet only has carbon on it, which kind of sucks. Maybe this one over here will be better. I don't know of a way to do this faster. Oh, there we go. Control 3 is grappling hook. Ah. Looks like this is an iron planet? Yeah, it is. I keep thinking it'll do the thing because it says left click to extract, and then I just slam my face into it again. Did I lower the music too much, or did the music leave me behind? I think I lowered the music too much. Hang on. Yeah, I hear it. It's just very barely there. It just doesn't wanna right now. Which, that's fine. It'll just be me, my plinking, and us. There it goes. It's a shame that we don't have any copper planets in reach, it seems. So I'll need to chase copper asteroids around. But once we get power up and running properly, we can get us some asteroid grabbers that'll do that job. Because that's going to be the main bit we're doing here, is we're going to automate getting ore and everything with asteroid grabbers. Oopsie. Got a little too ahead of myself there. There we go. What do you want? Right, you're still babbling about generating power. Working on it. Remember, kids, order of operations matters. You don't pull out your pickaxe before you finish landing with your grappling hook, or you might bounce off the place you're going and send yourself halfway to the next galaxy. Our oxygen is depleting, though, so I should probably do something about that. There we go. It won't fill you completely with a button press, by the way. It basically, I think, uses like 1 ice per input. I have the copper wire. Or did I not? No, I didn't make the copper wire yet. I have the copper wire there, but I didn't make the copper wire. Having it already was messing with me real bad in that situation. There we go. Now that step is satisfied. And now it wants to teach us about asteroid catchers, which is what I wanted to do. So that's good. This is an asteroid catcher. We need more iron and ingots for that, but that's fine. We have lots of iron. In fact, make as many as you can. Yeah, it'll be make 20, which will be great, because that'll be enough for more than 1 asteroid catcher. We should have enough copper wire to wire them up. I may very well end up needing more power generation, though. We'll have to see about that when it's done. You don't have to have that menu open, by the way, for it to craft. As you can see, the number's still going up. So you can just kind of like set it and forget it as far as that goes. We're gonna put 1 here, and then we're gonna flip this one around. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I keep thinking right-click will rotate, because right-click is rotate in so many other games. And then we'll put this one right alongside that one, so that we can just run the wire like so, and keep that a little cleaner. I really don't like the way they run wire in this game that much. That's like the one complaint I have. I don't like the giant coil of wire just in the middle of everything. But you know, cost of doing business, it's fine. Now the fun thing is we can actually get on the gun here and actively grab asteroids ourselves with this, which is kind of fun. It's got a lot of range, as you can see. But it can't do anything with more than one asteroid, right, unless it processes the previous one. Yep, that puts me in to catch asteroids. I could have swore there was a way to get this to automatically do it. Well, as you can see, it is automatically processing this asteroid. Maybe it has a short range for automatic grabbing. I don't entirely remember. Yeah, he wants to teach us about smelting now, so I guess we should pay attention and do what he's asking. Smelter we can just, like, chuck right here. Facing, like, the input's on that side. So actually, let's put it closer to the thing here, then, and just connect it to this wire. No, but I can't do that because the inputs... Oh, why are these set up in such an awful way as far as that goes? It's fine. There we go. We'll just plug it in like that. And now we can have it do iron bars, copper bars, gold bars, whatever we want. I for some reason remembered this needing carbon to do these, but it's powered, so sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the end of the day here. Sometimes I just don't know what I'm talking about. But the idea with setting this up the way I did is so that this machine can just be fed by the asteroid catcher once we have a means of having items travel, such as logistics, which we just got, which gets us storage containers, conveyor belts, iron plate hand. We can get engineering science, which gets used in the lab, presumably, or made in the lab. Yeah, early science generated in the lab without assistance of scientists. I guess we'll figure out water. Water may come back to bite me. Right, drills allow us to automate getting things from planetoids and planets. Got pushers and filters. Oh boy. This is where I stopped, by the way, this first layer here. I didn't even get to water by the time I finished testing this. So logistics and everything's gonna be pretty new to me. So I also told Tutorial Bot to piss off by this point. Okay, so the icebreaker processes ice. That all makes sense. There's also like logic blocks and stuff, which is things like the pushers and such. Like, there's really good automation in this, if that is your jive. Is that the word? Nah, just, you know what? Ignore that. I don't know what I'm talking about today. Today is a weird day. I probably need a water cell as well for this. So let's just chuck the icebreaker, I guess. I don't know. I need more material first before I can do that. Give me these copper bars. Give me the copper. Actually, yeah, we'll put it over here, since both these machines are going to be using ice anyway. Robot, please. Okay, good. It is connected to power. Let's deposit, like, some of our ice. Oh, okay. If you right-click something, it tells you what it's used in and what it's provided by, so that's good. I did not want to put all of them in there, though. There we go, that's how I split. You shift left-click and don't drag. I'm used to it being left-click and drag, because a bunch of other games do it that way. Store water in water cells and remotely connect them using water pipes. Okay. Let's just not... Let's not deal with what I just saw there. I'm going to assume these connect to each other. We'll just hope that that's correct. Oh... Do I not have water pipes researched yet? Yeah, I know I need water transportation before I can make water pipes. Right, that's why I didn't put those on there yet. Right. Oh yeah, I can just connect the water pipe to this though, and I'm assuming water can be broke down just like ice. So actually, yeah, this is smart. This is smart. I feel like with the kind of like landing pad thing we have here though, I feel like the way I'm setting this up is going to come back to bite me. But we'll figure that out later as we learn how to do things. Dang. Robot, take a nap. As you can see, he just gets like a full sleepy face and everything. This is just so he stops harassing me while I'm trying to get things done here. So that'll pull it in and process it. You couldn't grab that one. I think that might be why I thought these were automated, is you can just have it grab and then you can just leave it behind. So I'm kind of glad I have 2 of these, because otherwise I would have a lot of extra work to do. Just clean all this stuff out of here. Not really sure I have a use for gold yet, but you know what? You can never have too much gold. Right? Right. Should probably be focusing on the copper asteroids, though. So we have a decent amount of iron. There we go, there's water transportation. You'll notice you do get the basic science from these as well, which is good to see. You're not, like, missing out by not manually grabbing them. That'll process next. You can just back these up, which is good. I should have been doing that the whole time. There we go. Once that's done processing, it'll pull the next one that it already grabbed in and do the thing. You go ahead and get to processing all this. You'll notice it can process multiple flavors of ore at once, which that is an incredible benefit compared to the smelters in a lot of games where they have to process one ore at a time. They can do all 3 flavors simultaneously because we have technology. None of this like space age technology that only works like a regular furnace does. We got the real stuff here. I really should set up my logistics a little bit so that we can stop having to manually move things, but one problem at a time. And it is a poor ratio, 3 ore to 2 bars right now. I'm assuming we can get a better ratio in the future, though. Now I should be able to make the water pipe and everything just fine. That's the wrong menu. That one? No. No. Q is construction, right. That's why I keep forgetting which one it is. Still didn't make the thing that water pipes need, though. Because apparently it's like iron wire, which is interesting. And I think the iron plating is what's needed for the conveyor belts. It is kind of a shame that it doesn't like auto make the interim materials, but that's fine. Okay, I have my iron wire now. Okay, good, it's working. not really sure what happened to the ice that was in it to begin with, but I'm glad that these, like, auto-merge into one as well. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm not sure I need that many of them right now, but it's fine. Really could have swore that Oh, there we go. I need automated catching technology. That's why I was thinking about automated catching. Which automated catching is presumably down here somewhere. Yeah, there it is over here. So we need Cosmic Harpoon. And actually, Cosmic Harpoon's the only thing we need. So actually, we just need to grab Drilling. And then we can grab Cosmic Harpoon. But we'll need Engineering and Science for automated catching anyway. So at the very least, we need to grab Engineering as well. So let's grab Engineering first so we can start building that resource up, and then we can get the other one. That makes more sense to me. This is gonna break before I can finish grabbing it all. Okay, I'm not worrying about what Tutorial Bot says anymore because we basically have the idea of what we're doing now. I don't think I really need him anymore. As charming and helpful as he's been, I don't really need to be bossed around to figure out what I'm doing. You know, just cut to like 5 minutes from now where I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? How do I do stuff? Who am I? I'm also very grateful that these automatically start making the thing. You don't have to tell it to make the thing. So what I could probably do then actually is I probably should have wired this up a little differently. Or I could have the conveyor belt going from both of these into it. Because if it doesn't care about what the input actually is, then it doesn't matter. You know, I don't need to filter these, basically, is what I'm saying. Which, speaking of, we should probably figure out conveyor belts. So let's use some of our iron to make plates. Presumably, we're going to need those in order to make the belts. Yep, plates and copper wire. Okay. And we can get better belts later. And transport pipe, which allow them to transport vertically. So I may have to move my wiring, is what I'm getting from that sentence. Make a bunch of copper wire. Honestly, just make 30 copper wire, because I'm going to need a lot of it. It is jarring having those asteroids just explode quietly. Huh. I can't help but notice that this did not connect. Oh, okay, there was ramps, though. So ramp up. I do like that these are all in one. You don't have to, like, make angled belts specifically or anything. That's very convenient. Okay, that at least works. Okay, we got that one. Just this one needs to be deleted and rotated. There we go. And that satisfies the destruction thing. Also, Tutorial Bot not talking, by the way, doesn't even stop you from getting tutorial information like you see up there in the upper left. So if you just don't want him floating around and saying things, you can just turn him off like that, like I did, and just not have to worry about it. And there we go. We have our smelting automated. It is going to fill up with carbon. That's not going to do anything. That's one thing I probably should filter out, but everything else will work, so it shouldn't fill up fast enough to be a problem. When we get filters, I can have it filter out the carbon and like shunt it off into a container or something, or have it shunt off into a carbon reactor. It is going to turn into a bit of belt spaghetti, because I may very well just, like, put the filter down here and then have it hop over. Which is going to start to look horrific, but, I don't think anybody came here expecting me to make belt that looks good. If you did, bad news for you. Because it's not going to. If you want clean looking belt, I know a few people that'll definitely give that to you, but it ain't me. I'm here just to figure out how the system works, put the system together, and then make what I can of it. Without worrying too much about it. The beeping you just heard, by the way, was on my side. It was me turning the fan underneath my desk off, because it's not that hot in here at the second. It probably will get turned back on in a bit, but I don't want to sit there and let it run when it's not that hot. There's no need for it. Keep them asteroid collectors running. One thing I do have to be slightly careful of, since I put it in borderless window mode, is it doesn't capture the mouse when you're in menus, which is great for streaming, but also very dangerous, because you can end up having your mouse slip out of the screen occasionally, and you may end up clicking on things you don't want to. And that will be, as you might imagine, a little awkward. Thankfully, I don't have OBS up in front of me, so there's no risk of me, like, accidentally clicking off of this monitor onto the other one and, like, ending the stream or something. And I bring that up because I've seen that happen to somebody before. I forget what they were playing, but I've definitely known a few people who accidentally ended stream because their cursor slipped off their monitor and onto the other one. It is very unfortunate when that happens. Speaking of unfortunate, I'm about to run out of oxygen. Right, that's what I was grabbing the ice for, is because I needed oxygen. I'm turning all of my ice into water right now. There we go. That is a nice sound when you don't have enough of something. Use ice to refill oxygen. Or... oh, okay. Water becomes oxygen tanks, not just oxygen. Huh. Fair enough. Let's have this grab some ice. 'Cause that's one thing I didn't even think about as far as the asteroid catchers go. I probably should just, like, have a dedicated ice asteroid catcher then in a bit here when we have automated catching. It'll make our life simpler, but for now we'll just pull it out of the smelter when it gets there. A lot of sirens going off today. It's not raining or anything, so it's not... oh no, it did rain. I can see that it's wet out, so maybe people are doing that thing again where they're bad at driving in the rain then. Which is a shame to talk about, but it's just facts. This area does unfortunately have way more accidents in the rain, just like most areas. Because people genuinely just don't think about the fact that they need to drive a little differently when it's wet out. To account for the fact that they'll slide. So let that be your PSA for the day. Drive more carefully when it's raining. Or has rained. Because the oil comes up out of the pavement and everything, and it's a whole thing. It causes a lot of problems. I say as someone who doesn't drive, but has passed his driver's test, I just choose not to drive if I can ever help it. Because honestly, and this may be an odd angle on this, but the actual driving itself doesn't scare me that much, even though I really did not particularly enjoy it. I'm much more afraid of the other drivers. The other drivers are beyond my control. Therefore, I am concerned about how so their actions will impact my ability to do what I need to do. Like, that has always been the stance I've had. These other drivers are very concerning. And obviously, you can take action to keep yourself safer in those situations, but there's really not a perfect solution to avoiding the danger of other drivers other than not driving, if you can help it. Or, bonus points in my case, just don't go outside. But you do have to go outside and be among people now and then, or you're going to have other issues. I say as one who has put himself in that exact situation. There we go. I don't know why I'm on this thought process right now and why I'm on this topic. Probably the fact that I'm just doing manual labor right now, so it's like, you know what, I may as well talk about something. What can I talk about? You know what, sure, we'll talk about that. Oh, actually, no, I know exactly how we got here. It was because of the sirens, right? That makes actually a lot of sense. I'll just put some extra ice in there. This way, if I end up wasting the ice I'm carrying somehow, we have a stock of it to keep me from dying. Thinking ahead. Always thinking ahead. There's our drilling. Oxygen barrier. That would be nice. That would mean I don't have to sit here and keep depleting oxygen while I'm working here. Convert bars into plates. Hydrogen and hydrotonic. Oh, sweet. We can actually move the platform. That'll be great. Let's start... Oh, no. Oxygen barrier needs engineering. I want cosmic harpoon. Oh, interesting. You can... Oh, no. That sounds like it would have disastrous consequences. You can move planetoids and dock planets. Oh, no. Let's just move the solar system around to suit our needs, guys. Why would we do anything else? You know, nothing bad. Oh, we can't go straight to automated catching. We need manufacturing and all of this stuff over here before we can get there. I missed this line here. Well, that's a shame. There goes my cunning scheme to make this go faster for me. We have enough basic science to grab that and that, so let's grab those now. I don't have enough for engines. That's fine. So we do need to get through all of that to get to automated catching. Let's work on getting construction next so I can automate plates and such. So remember, automation, automation, automation. The factory must grow, etc. Other factorio no unsatisfactory things. I don't really need these anymore, probably. I do really appreciate, though, the right click to show you what technology you need, what everything's used for, what it makes. Information at your fingertips is always good. Like, the simpler they can make all of that information gathering, the better off you end up being in a game like this. There we go. That'll allow us to make the lab, and I don't know what we need to make the lab work yet. Oh, the lab's also kind of big. I'm gonna need to make this platform bigger at some point. Probably, you know, some very soon point. Okay, but why, though? Why did this happen? I think we both know that that was not what I wanted, video game. There you go. Okay, just needs iron and copper to make engineering. That's actually not bad. Here, have all the copper you could desire. I'll get you the iron soon, TM. I'm gonna need some more copper for myself, too. Maybe I should have made more asteroid catchers. So we are kind of getting a little light on asteroids we can grab. Also, yes, it does in fact have that much range so that I can grab one from all the way over there. Based on what we know about the planetoids near us, though, we should probably just grapple over like this one. Start mining it out. This is the one that has iron. Now, don't get me wrong, the drill would be far more efficient here. But this is what we have. I would have to, like, rig up the drill to, a storage box and come check it periodically if I didn't just sit here and mine it out like I'm doing here. And obviously, we're not going to mine the entire planetoid out. I'm just going to grab, like, the 30 that's here to kind of jumpstart our economy down on the platform before we start figuring out how to pull these planetoids towards us, and then I'll start actually worrying about doing drilling and such. I should then be able to connect it with a conveyor belt from the planetoid to our platform, so I don't have to do any extra back and forth. It's actually not even really that worth using the grappling hook here. Oh my god, I can just warp into the... Hang on. Okay, puts me back up here, though. Okay. I was gonna say, can I just, like, warp down using the asteroid catcher? Because that's great. That saves me time. That would be, like, incredible if that worked that way. And this is why I wasn't concerned about throwing all of our copper in there, by the way, because I knew I had a bunch of it just sitting in here ready to be grabbed. Grab all of the things that aren't ore out of in here. Well, carbon ore is ore, but you get my point. It's not the ore it's supposed to be in here. And just chuck that in there for now. This way I don't have to think about that anytime soon. Ditto with this. Very much a take two and call me in the morning scenario with this stuff. Just like, yeah, get back to me when I'm supposed to be concerned about your situation again. Get that iron and copper rolling. Arguably, I could have helped this thing out by making some of the bars myself, but what I should be doing in that same time is grabbing more asteroids. Yeah, you can, like, jump back and forth between grabbing multiple different asteroids to bring them all closer as well. We've got a big cluster of them around us here. Not enough of them with a ton of iron in them. Actually, no. There are some iron ones in the middle. They're just not where I can hit. Like, unfortunately, my asteroid collectors are facing such that they do have some angle issues occasionally. There's a gold one. That one's got iron. And unfortunately, this is now backed up. That one's only got 2 iron. That one's got 6. Let's give up the copper asteroid and grab the 6 iron asteroid here instead. Okay, good. That actually was well timed. It's a good thing that these don't just destroy the platform. Let's grab that really distant one there. Like, the worst thing that happens by letting them collide is you just lose the opportunity at some resources. Give me all this iron. I'm not giving it all of my iron bars, though, unlike the copper, because we already got more copper back. I'm gonna need some of that iron. Oh, there's a planetoid down there, too. You know what might be clever? Mounting, like, launchers and such on the bottom of the platform. If possible, because there's all this stuff down here under the platform, too. And then we just have it, like, feed up through a hole in the floor. It's not like I'll be able to fall through it. I can fly. So it's not really a big deal, you know? Okay, and it looks like I don't need to harvest the tech out of there. It automatically goes to us. One more, and then we'll have construction. Yeah, I know. It still wants to teach me about mass destruction. Okay, there we can. Oh, right. We needed construction to be able to add to the floor. Right. You would think that would have been an early concept, making floor, but apparently it wasn't. Oh, so this is a colony management game, actually, because look at that. Define area where robots and astronauts can move. So there are people that are gonna be wandering around on these stations. Okay. The way this was shown to me kind of went back and forth on that idea, and I wasn't 100% sure which one was true. So I freely admit I've been, like, very scattered amongst dozens of different things lately. So that may just be my brain being weird, too. And remember, just a quick little exclamation Lurkit will tell you who the store page for the game, and you can have a look for yourself about this. And there was a update for enemies and such, I believe, relatively recently, like threats and enemies, I think is literally what the update was called. So if you're worried about it being just nothing but automation and nothing bad happening, well, good news, there are apparently bad things that can happen too. Whether we'll get to any of them today, that's a good question. I found some dirt. I don't know if dirt's useful, but I got it. I got a pile of dirt. Doesn't have the same ring. I don't really need blueprints. Are we gonna ignore that? Ooh, transport bots can do the job of the belts, but without needing belts. You know, I'm into that. I am definitely one of those people that in like Factorio and such will start letting logistics bots do like all of the work. So that might happen. Scanning, docking. Okay, wow, we can just like fly up the tech tree because all of this was basic science, I realized. I don't want... Oh no, I am gonna need that in order to get automated catching. I feel like, though, by the time we get automated catching, I'm not gonna want it anymore. Because we'll have other ways to do the same job. That seems a little weird. Yeah, let's focus on getting robotics next, then. Let it power my laziness. But the more they can empower me to slack off and just watch number go burr, the better off we'll be. Because that means I won't toy with how it's set up as badly and cause things to break. Because boy oh boy have I broke things in automation before. Sometimes in glorious ways, other times in how did you do this and how do I fix it ways. Okay, I think we have enough basic science to get another one of the things we were looking at, though. I think we have enough for hydration now. Which is how we keep our astronauts alive once we have them. Automation probably is a good next step. Ooh, yeah, resources can be used directly for constructing without them having to be on my person. The hand drill would be nice, but we're gonna be setting up drilling and such here soon, so I don't think I need to worry about a hand drill that badly. What do I need in order to make the cosmic harpoon? Moon connector. Oh, it's just some copper? Oh, that's easy. That's easy. And that's... Oh, I have to put it at the end of the thing here. Which I could have swore that the asteroid catchers had to be on the edges too. Weird. Oh well. We'll just chuck a harpoon connector over here for the moment then. That recycle 2, by the way, I think was it allowing me to place 2 free ones because of the ones I had deconstructed before. It doesn't, like, give you the resource back. It just gives you a refund. Kind of like store credit, in a way, which... Not sure how to feel about that. Planet, come here! Please don't destroy my station, coming over here. That is really neat looking, though, the, like, tractor beam we got going on there. Okay, that's as close as it gets. That's actually fine. Oh, but this is the carbon planet. Can I, like, make the planet go away? No, I apparently can't make the planet go away again. I can't reach that one. How about that one? Nope, can't reach that one either. I can reach that one. Though it looks like... Yeah, that's another carbon planet. God damn it. Wait, copper deposit. Come here. I'm just gonna ruin the local area completely. That's apparently what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna pull all these planetoids into a mess around me. It'll be the perfect way to hide from evil, is I just cluster all the planetoids around myself into a ball shield, and then I'm just indestructible. It's the perfect plan. Now imagine if I could make these planetoids collide. That would be so funny. Disastrous, but very funny. Basically, I should not be trusted with tools like this, because I will just cause destruction. Like, there just will not be planets left after I'm through. Okay, it'll mine the 3x3 area in front of it. Understood. So if I put it, like, here, it'll be kind of inefficient. But it'll be more efficient in terms of wiring it up. Though, man, that's a lot of wire distance I have to travel still, though. And a lot of belt distance. So I'm going to need a lot of material before this really goes anywhere. Trying to mine this out before it hits. Nope. Damn it. So what I'm saying is I'm still going to need my asteroid catchers for a bit longer yet. They're gonna need to keep on wrangling asteroids for me. Yeehaw. There we go. So I apparently have way more material done than I thought, so that's good. So maybe, just maybe, we can actually make this happen right now. Yeah, I know, I don't have booster technology. Don't have a booster pack yet. We already have that. We already have these both set up. I just need to manufacture what I need. So let's make like 10 iron plates. Yeah, I know. Recipe in progress. I should probably make a constructor so I can actually automate these, because I wonder if the constructor can make multiple things at once like the smelter can. Let's just pop down here and make one of those. It is apparently just copper to make it. Oh, it's a big boy, too. Let's place it like that so I don't have a lot of wiring to do. So I still need to make one more copper wire before that'll happen. And apparently the drill is going to be picking up dirt based on the Mine 3 dirt I see up there. Because I think anywhere where there isn't ore might be getting dirt. Which is going to be a whole headache that I'm going to have to filter out. We'll find out. I'll just make... Nah, just go ahead and make the 10. What am I talking about? I was going to say I'll just make 5 initially. And then fix it, but... Oh, it wasn't kidding when it says it just makes plates. It just literally only makes plates. Well, that's fine. Make me 20 iron plates so I don't need to think about that for a bit. By a bit, I mean like for the next like 5 minutes probably. And now is where this becomes a little nightmarish probably. But it'll probably be okay. Oh, this is gonna be such a long belt. And I need to angle this so that it feeds into that belt that's there already. So remember when I said it was gonna not be long before I actually did need to think about those plates? Yeah, I'm glad I made those. That might actually be enough to complete this project here. Oh, I actually ran into the lab. Damn it. I miscounted. I need to go back up one. And now I need to go back down. It is interesting that it like has an arrow saying Planetoid 2. Oh, I'm out of copper wire now. 30 copper wire was not enough for this project. I would just like to point that out. That's the scale of belt we're working with right now. Why is it only pointing at the arrow at it in some spots? Did I end up like... Huh, weird. Am I not supposed to connect a belt from a planetoid to a station? Is that a whole thing? Is it gonna be mad at me for doing this? The answer is, I don't know yet. It seems to be allowing it, so... I do like the green squares that appear around every belt, so you can actually tell where they connect a little bit better. Because I, for one, start having a real hard time eyeballing those. We are gonna end up being just barely able to connect it. Sweet. So now I just need to connect power, which is gonna be even more copper wire. But at least it doesn't need any plate. I keep pressing shift to go down because so many games use shift to come back down in levitation. Yeah, thankfully I can just kind of connect it to this wire. It's gonna be ugly connecting it to this wire, but it'll be more efficient. Rather than like connecting it to a completely different spot in the wiring layout here. And there's a much cleaner way I could connect these two wires, 100%. But I'm much more concerned about getting the job done because we are burning resources so rapidly trying to do this right now. This was a greater undertaking of resources than I had anticipated, to put it mildly. Because I had expected when it said you could dock a planetoid with your station, that it would be a bit closer than it ended up being. And right now we're kind of out of copper, so I gotta wait a little bit before we can finish connecting that. Ironically enough, once we have that connected, we're gonna have no copper problems again for a bit. But unfortunately, till that's done, we're currently kind of locked. Of course, you're gonna give me all the carbon before I get the copper out of this thing, and it's gonna get obliterated. Well. Copper rock, come to me. Grab that rock just because it's about to get wasted. Speaking of about to get wasted, I'm about to run out of oxygen. There we go. Like, this is nice and compact and functional, at least. It's just not exactly super clean. Nor is it especially organized, because I don't really have the greatest idea of what I'm doing yet. That might be enough wire to finish the job. Maybe. I think it's lined? No, it's off by 1. Keep that. Is it? Was it off by 1? No, I don't think it was. I think I was right the first time. I think I was like slightly off at an angle, so it looked like it was off by 1. Remember, don't second guess yourself. Trust that you know what you're doing. When you totally know what you're doing. Why do neither of these look like they quite... What the fuck? Like, ignoring this bit here, I can't help but notice that I can't connect power to this. That's a problem. That right there is what's commonly referred to as a fucking issue. Let's see if we can force this to work. Because we were able to get the belt to line up. Maybe if I just bring the wire up from the colony and try to connect it, maybe it'll work. At least we know that this is lined up going this way. So I just need to go up and then in. Because if this doesn't work, I have very good questions about why you can even make these planetoids dock to begin with. Yeah, no, it still doesn't line up. Yeah, see, it doesn't connect. Which is... fuck's sake. As I was saying, it's kind of dumb. Also, now I apparently can't deconstruct that. There it goes. Yeah, because it's just ever so slightly off. So how are you supposed to do that, then? Are you supposed to, like, line the... Like, are you supposed to build a section of station connecting to the planetoid, then? Hey there, Jay. Just trying to figure out how to mine planetoids here in Astro Colony. Because it's not letting me just connect up power to this the way you'd expect to, so... It's gonna take a little bit of doing. Just gonna go ahead and just eat all this wire, because apparently this is now worthless. That's how you know I'm doing my job properly. So far, it's got a lot of good ideas, just the way these planetoids connect is the only thing that's kind of annoying me at the moment. Because you pull them over with the cosmic harpoon, which that works well, but then connecting power to it just doesn't want to work. Yeah, this is all first person. You can actually, like, not that thing. You can whip out a grappling hook and, like, fly to the little planetoids, too, and fly back to your station that way, which is fun. Or, you want an asteroid? There you go. You fly over to the asteroid. You have to unlock the grappling hook with technology, which is all in here. Which there's a lot of technology to get, like, quite a bit. Not quite, like, late Factorio levels of technology, but a good amount. And multiple tiers of technology you get different ways. There's a good amount that could keep somebody busy here. Just, in order to mine these planetoids, I need to be able to connect up to this drill, but the belt goes down, but the power doesn't, and it's weird. Wait. Oh, I must have accidentally destroyed my asteroid collectors at some point when I was clicking all of that stuff away with the deconstructor. So that's mildly unfortunate, but I find myself not that concerned about that. Oh yeah, this guy teaches you everything, but I just kind of put him to sleep and have been ignoring him after a bit. Okay, yeah, this guidebook's only so helpful. Okay, transport bots are designed to deliver food to the canteen primarily, but I assume they'll deliver other things too. I was going to use them to replace the belts, like, around on the station here. Like, I have so many different plates spinning right now that I'm not 100% sure half of them are even worthwhile. Because I'm still figuring out what I'm doing here. Let's go ahead and just get rid of this drill. I just don't think the drill's gonna work. We may as well just mine this myself. Because my trust for how this system works is failing at the moment, and I just want the copper. So at a minimum, I'm just gonna mine out, like, this rock of copper for the moment. Reimburse myself a bit for all of the copper we use trying to make the power work up here, and then we'll figure things out from there. I'm also very interested in getting this station to start moving, because there are thrusters where your station can fly around. Yeah, I think it's representative of you like learning the world as you're mining. Like, oh hey, this is a different piece of rock that I'm looking at here. Let's figure this out. Yeah, exactly, geologist. This type stuff there. Because all your basic science comes from just acting upon the world, and then your engineering science, which is the second tier, comes from this lab down here, which you just feed iron and copper bars to. And then it just, like, studies those, I guess, and, like, jams them together in different configurations to do engineering things. And chuck some more of those in there to do more engineering on that note. This smelter's really cool because it actually can take iron, copper, and gold ore at the same time. And smelts all three of them simultaneously. I don't have the other ores to demonstrate the bars moving all at once, but it will do all three at the same time. That's why our asteroid collectors were hooked up to it. But unfortunately, you can't automate your asteroid collectors till you get automated catching, which requires all of this other stuff, basically. Because you need manufacturing for this box here in order to make the actual upgrade for it. And you need all of this for reasons, I guess. I don't actually know why hydration and human migration are connected to this. But you can have astronauts on your colony. You can have people just walking around doing stuff. So that's gonna be fun, because I'm gonna have to keep them alive. Obviously, I'm not gonna start calling them to the station yet, because it is not ready for them. By a long stretch. There's not even walls on this place anywhere. And I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be smart enough not to just walk off into space. I just have this feeling. There's so much copper here. If I could just get it down there. And the thing is, I'm betting there's situations probably where when you attract the planetoid, it'll attract just right. Wait, when I was spam clicking it, it was moving, like ever so slightly. Did I make it get closer? I can't tell because the belt was already there. Oh, wait. No, that's still just as weird and slightly disjuncted as it was before. Which, that is a point. This may not even work to begin with. These are just close enough that I think they might work. Oh, wait, no, it did lower. Because now it's clipped in here. Huh. I wonder if I can make the wiring work now. But now I broke this. Because the thing with these planetoids is they stop automatically when I pulled it towards the station. So I didn't really like pick where it landed. It just kind of went there. And now that I put a hole here in the ground, that's going to be a bit of a problem too. I'm going to have to make this more annoying. We'll put it like that and see how well it does there, I guess. Means we're gonna have to add more belt in, which means I need to make more plates. We do have a means of automatically making plates, but it's not more efficient, so I can't be bothered to go all the way back down there just to do that. And it does keep track of things you recycled, by the way, so these can all be made for free, which is nice. You don't get the resource back when you recycle things, which kind of a 50-50. But it's not bad. I don't have enough copper to make more copper wire, but it's fine. We have a pile of free copper wire, and I think this is enough to make enough belt to get to where I'm going. I am gonna need to do... Actually, no, because... Wait. No, that should work. Except I have the belt going the wrong way. Just realized that from here on, I had done the belt going the wrong way around, because I'm like, I'm gonna go the way I'm going. Wait a minute. That's not right. The amount of times that has happened is a non-zero amount that makes me unhappy. But on the bright side, you can just refund it and it's fine. Now we just pull copper wire across the way here. Like, the power wiring, I think, might be, like, the worst thing about this game so far. I don't really like this square-by-square power wiring we're doing here. It's a lot of fiddle. See if it'll somehow link up this time, because it was only slightly off last time. Nope. Refuses to combine. This is the same problem we had before. It just goes, nah. Nah. Do not want. So I guess I need to put separate power generation up there then, which is annoying. Like, it's not the worst thing, it's not the end of the world, but it's just like, come on now. Why can't you just let me connect it from the planetoid to the station? It's really not that big a deal. It's like, these planetoids are really small. Where the hell am I gonna fit everything I would want to use for something like that on here? Just to satisfy the game's desire to make it fiddly. Like, see, because of the way the planetoid's shaped, I also can't really place the damn thing. Like, I'm all for having construction challenges in games like this, but sometimes they're just not helpful construction challenges, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't make you better at the building or anything. It's like, oh, hey, here, have some extra fiddle and faff to deal with. Alright, let's see if this does even remotely anything useful. Because I think now that I moved the thing and fucked up the belt, I don't think it's gonna work. And you can't push things back with the harpoon. You can only pull them, as far as I've been able to tell. So I can't, like, get rid of these planetoids when they're drained, either. I'll probably have to, like, completely destroy the planetoid. Okay, it makes it through there. Does it make it from that belt to the other one? Oh, right, because there's one more piece of belt clipped into the station now. Fuck. And unfortunately, these only go, like, the height they want to go. They don't do much in the way of nuance. Also, it's not letting me... Oh, there we go. Come around this way. Oh, it's, like, completely misaligned now. Man... Like, it's so close. Look how close that is to working. But all because these planetoids are, like, the fiddliest thing. Oh, that's the worst. That is just straight up the worst. Oh, I'm gonna die of oxygen here in a second, too. There we go. So I was so focused on this. Okay, that means we're gonna have to do this a different way. It's not great, yeah. To be fair, I get the problem that they're having here. It's the simple fact that they're trying to connect two separated floating bodies together. So it's very easy for them to end up in a way that just doesn't work. It's also just very annoying. Oh, it has it. I just don't have it on because I'm making sure not to make the entire system angry. Yeah, exactly. The two just don't play nice together. Like, for clarity, I have everything set low here. So, you will have more. Just, it may come at the cost of setting your computer on fire. No. We'll just chuck it in a storage container and I'll just move it down there. Makes me sad, but it's better than sitting here and continuing to fiddle and waste everybody's time trying to make the belt work. We'll just eat this bit of belt back. You're good, you're good. Because now and then it's like, you know, that is a thing. That is a problem that some of these have. There we go. Go ahead and just chuck that in there. I do need to go get more iron now after all of the other fiddle and faff that happened. Oh, it's picking up dirt up there too. Let's go ahead and fix the... Oh no, I don't have any iron bars to fix my asteroid catchers. No, I do have free ones. No idea. I'm learning this all as I go. I do know that there are vehicles based on the tabs I saw, so presumably you'll get something like that for moving through planetoids. You can also just move the entire station once you build thrusters, which I do have the tech for thrusters. I just have not gotten to that yet, because I'm trying to get, you know, resources together before I start flying around like a Yahoo. Just some hydrogen tanks, and then the whole station can move. So we could just, like, start towing planetoids around at our leisure. Just, unfortunately, expectation and reality did not match up, so I've hit a major stumbling block because of that. Go ahead and grab those asteroids. We'll just go back to the way I was gathering resources, which you can grab 2 asteroids at a time with each asteroid catcher. And then once it's done processing those 2, you can grab more. And so obviously you'd want a lot more asteroid collectors than this, but we only have so much space and I haven't sat here and built a bigger platform. This is just what we started with. There are like hundreds of ways to have done what I'm doing here more efficiently. But that's what you get from the first time perspective, is everything's a disaster zone. I'm gonna go have a look at what the other planetoids have while we're waiting for things to happen. It's gonna take me a second to get into grapple range of this one, though. Actually, it might be so far away that that might not be worth it right now. Yeah. Nah, that's taking too long. I don't care that much. This one, however, does have iron, so let's go grab some of the iron. There we go. And we can get a drill that'll mine faster for our own hands. In fact, I think I have enough research to get it. No, I don't, because I didn't get enough engineering for it. That's fine. Back to mining like a pleb. As you can see from the lurk link that appeared there, if you want to pick it up for yourself, you can use that link. And I was provided the key by Lurkit, so we're only going to be playing it for probably another like half hour or so anyway. Yeah, exactly. Which I think I also have the other game that was in that bundle, from what I recall. I remember seeing that there was a bundle that I had half of. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's always tricky with that, because, like, I haven't even dug into all of the rest of these. Oh, by all means. And I may pick this up further after today as well, but we'll see how the schedule looks as far as that goes, because, like, Next Fest next week is going to devastate my schedule, for example. There basically just isn't going to be anything else on the docket next week. As it stands, at the very least, I want to finish clearing out the iron from this planetoid, and then this planetoid's useless to me. It's just dirt after that. Part of me does wonder if I can just, like, manually destroy the entire planetoid, since you can dig up the ground. But I don't know if I'm interested enough to sit here and break this whole planet down manually right now. I think I'll wait till we have the drill, and then just, like, drill through the whole planet. As it stands, I'm already losing my mind slightly sitting here mining this iron rock right now. That's the issue, yeah. Like, the start on this wasn't super slow, but it, like I said, it hit that stumbling block because of a misunderstanding on my part. Which To be fair, if I had left Tutorial Bot talking, he may have stopped me from having that problem. But he also talked a lot. I just got kind of tired of listening to him, because you have to come back to him to be able to see what he's babbling about, because he doesn't have a voice or anything, you just have to read the text. Wrong buttons. On the bright side, the smelter process is pretty quick. Let me go get the copper while this is cooking. I can demonstrate what I was talking about. You see, it's doing both the iron and the copper at the same time. Somehow it has space to do both processes and not end up mixing anything. And if I had gold, it would be doing that at the same time too. This is what I'm talking about with this has really good ideas. And this thankfully doesn't jam up if you have things that it doesn't want coming into it either. Unless you end up filling that entire inventory with whatever it doesn't want. It's like, it has this ice and this carbon just chilling in here because I didn't filter it out from the 2 asteroid collectors over there. But 45 and 80 should be enough to last us for a little bit to get a few more things moved along here. Or before we run out of time. Though some of that's gonna have to go into technology. There you go. That'll be another, like, 15 engineering tech. Oh yeah, another thing that might be useful to you, Jay, is you can right-click things and learn what everything goes into. So, like, it's used only for iron plates and used by these machines to do something, and it makes all of these buildings. So that's helpful. Makes life real simple when you actually have, like, an inbuilt guide, essentially. More games should have things like that, just for convenience, if nothing else. These other games have, like, inbuilt guides, which this even has, like, this guidebook here, too, which covers a handful of topics, but having to sit there and basically swap back to, like, a inbuilt wiki starts to get draining after a while. Something that's just, like, right there in front of you is a bit more user-friendly. Yeah, that's still sticking on along smoothly. What was I needing that for, though? I could get the robotics assembler together and see if the drones would actually move things that I want to move. I could also get an oxygen barrier so I stop burning ice all the time, but I don't really care about that much. No, I think I'll just push to manufacturing and see about getting automated catching. And then I won't even really need to worry about the whole planetoid fiasco anymore. X, thank you for the raid. What were you up to today? Hopefully all are having a good time. Welcome in, welcome in. I have been demoned, oh no. I know I saw your post about what you were playing today, and I do not remember. Because I've kind of cooked my brain a little bit today. Me bouncing from thing to thing. That is a fantastic emote. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, we're just trying to figure out Astro Colony here for a little bit longer, and then we'll be going on to one more game for everybody coming in. If you are at all interested in a colony builder or a first-person survival crafter, there you go. That's the link for the game. Kinda, yeah. A little less physicsy, but it is the same basic line of thought there. Like, the closest thing to physics is, like, all these asteroids are independently moving, and you can pull the planetoids around. Like, with this thing here, I can actually literally move these small planets around. Can't really move them very far, but, you know. More or less, yeah, it is basically Raft in space. That was the same comparison I made earlier, which It mostly fits. Like, we haven't found anywhere to, like, hop off and explore yet is about the main difference. And there's a distinct lack of sharks in space, but... yeah, you gotta make sure to hit the end button. I've definitely had that happen a couple times where I forget to end immediately. So that ends up being, like, the extra little bit of trail off. Let's grab the hand drill before we do too much else here. Ah! I mean, that is a good idea, too. Nothing was seen, nothing was said, nothing can be proven. There we go, that'll get us enough for the hand drill. Is one of the things I want to do before we move on to the next game for everybody that came in, is I'm going to try to destroy one of the little planetoids entirely. Because they are deformable, and I'm curious to see if I could just, like, destroy this one over here completely. Ah. Sometimes timing just lines up perfectly. This game does also have a free construction mode and a full, like, sandbox mode for those more inclined to deal with that instead of flying around gathering resources and everything. And later on, you can actually have astronauts walking around on the station doing things, getting training, doing science. Like, it actually apparently has a full colony management simulation on top of all of this. We're just not gonna have the time to get to that today, from the look of things. There's the hand drill. Go forth to destruction. Wait, first, grappling hook. Whee! Ow! Okay, we're here. Oh yeah, that's way faster than the pickaxe was. Nom 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 nom. Destroy the planet, destroy the planet, destroy the planet completely. Is the way I look at it, if I can just get rid of the planetoids when I'm done with them, I then don't have to worry about it at all. Sounds good, Hex. Make sure to take care of yourself. Oh, drill is clicking at me a little bit. Yeah, absolutely follow Hex. Hex is good people. I don't know about that last part, but the rest is correct. You know, default deflection when somebody says something positive. Oh yeah, this is way better. The power of technology in the palm of my hand, destroying the world. And it's surprisingly reasonably quiet for a drill. I expected this to be a lot louder, and I'm glad that it isn't. Yes it does. I was just clearing out everything else first. Yeah, you had to throw a pun on the way out. I understand, Hex. Oh, there's apparently stone here too? So I just got a stone block out of that. Why is this not breaking? I guess I need to break the ore deposit before I can break that bit of dirt. Okay, the sound it makes when you're mining is a little more annoying. I don't know how to feel about that sound. 'Cause it really just sounds like the pickaxe sound, pitch shifted up and then sped up. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Like, this is what I would expect to hear. Yeah, it does have egg timer vibes to it too, absolutely. But I would expect to hear this if I just, like, sped up time when I was using the pickaxe by, like, 100 times. Okay, yeah, we have officially deleted that planetoid. It doesn't exist anymore. Good news, everyone, I destroyed a planet. We can scratch that off the card for the day. I've officially destroyed a planet. Oh, and the drill actually does similar as far as destroying a planet goes. It actually, like, chewed through the ground here. Just ran out of carbon, otherwise it would have kept going. There we go. Good to know, though, you can just, like, get rid of these afterwards. Oh, we ran out of carbon down here, too, now. That's fine. That's what the asteroid catchers are for. Since we don't have an automated catching system yet, it just kind of has a problem. You know, maybe they shouldn't have painted it yellow, yeah. Just kind of as a hand mixer. I'll mix your ores into the bars. That's how this will work now. Oh, I mean, you're right about that, too. This is if this is a hand mixer, that's a standing mixer right there. Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe we're secretly just making a giant cake. I made pudding yesterday, and now I want cake. God damn it. Running out of that, but that's okay. I have so much iron in my pocket that I really should put in the thing. I was just over here, and then I didn't do that. Scatterbrain is real with this type of game, as always. Just trim the excess planet away from this carbon here, you know, just don't need this. You know what? I have a dumb idea. I wonder. Come on. Can I just, like, push this away so it just drifts off into space? The answer is probably not, but it'll be funny if it works. Push the planet away. Push it away into space. You know, I get the distinct feeling that didn't work. That said, I have other schemes for making this go away. Where is the thing? There it is. Oh, right. I still didn't make the hydrogen thing still, though. So we can't actually do that. I was gonna see if I could slap a thruster on this and just, like, launch it out off into space somewhere. Or for the funnies of it. Just, like, put just enough stuff on there so it'll run and then just launch it off into space. But I guess the only way to get rid of the planetoids then will be to destroy them. Because it also didn't look like it was going to allow me to place it on there. It probably only allows it to place on station tiles. Which I might be able to put station tiles on there, but that starts just becoming way more work than it's worth. Or it's just for the joke of launching a tile off into space. How do I... Where is the thing that breaks the hydrogen? Does the thing? Yeah, there's a hibernation chamber for our astronauts to sleep, but we're probably not seeing astronauts today. Okay, this is gonna need water put into it, so let's put it over here. Why are all of these placed just right to vex me? Like, all of the inputs on these things are placed in just the perfect ways to defy the way I'm building this. I do not appreciate that. Like, I'm not actually upset, but I'm just like, come on, why? Why must you vex me so? They're making me do things like this, where I just make weird, like, hopping pipes. Whoa! Don't know what happened there. I got kind of launched for a second there. And this is exactly what I was afraid of. I'm now one short. I mean, you can blueprint them, but I have not seen a mirror option, no. Like, there's a copy-paste function as well, but no, like, immediate direct mirroring. Though a lot of things don't have that. Yeah, a little bit. There's definitely some of that here. Wait, no, I need carbon, not ice. Everything needs carbon. Of course, no sooner do I burn a lot of carbon running a mine to get other things, do I suddenly need all the carbon in the world. Oh, it's a good thing I did pull this carbon planetoid over then, huh? When in doubt, do it myself. I'm really tempted more and more to try the drones out and see if they'll actually move solid material. Like, obviously they wouldn't be able to run the water or the power around. But if I could eliminate needing conveyor belts by using the drones, that might actually help a little bit in keeping the base a little cleaner. Like, it wouldn't completely eliminate the problem, but it would help. That should be enough carbon to find out how well this works. Oh, wow, yeah, I got more carbon than I thought out of that. There you go. That'll make hydrogen, but it doesn't have an output spot right now. Okay, it'll just put the hydrogen tanks in there. Sure, that's fine. And apparently quartz makes hydrotonic? I don't understand how any of that works. Go ahead and put the rest of this in here so we don't run out of power in the next 5 seconds. Once we have enough hydrogen tanks, we could test the idea of putting a thruster down. I'm going to assume, even though it says it's an electric thruster, since it needs hydrogen tanks to be made, it probably is going to also use hydrogen. But we can at least, like, try moving the thing around. Wiring to it is going to be slightly annoying, because I'm going to want to put it over here. Unless I put it at the other end and use this as, like, the front of the station instead. I guess I could do that. There's not really visible anything in either direction anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. And then I can just run the wire through here. That would save a little bit of fiddle. Not a lot of bit of fiddle, but a little bit of fiddle. Oh, it also actually only needed 3, not 5. I totally can read sometimes. I've got 39 refunded cables still, so I don't need to worry about making more wire. Okay, the thruster is active now. But I'm assuming I'm going to need more than that to make the thing move. Oh god, it's got, like, up, down, left, right control in here. It's got an autopilot. So that's cool. We do appear to be moving. Yep, we left those planetoids behind, which, actually, hang on. Stop. Let me get my drill back before we leave that behind. I also could just grab the planetoid and tow it along, but I'm kind of done with this planetoid. Just go ahead and eat all of this. We can rebuild a full setup of that elsewhere. Grab all this copper. And this dirt, I guess. And fuck this planet. Nobody likes that planet anyway. We may want to try, like, turning and try to, like, get closer to that. I'm curious to see how well this one little thruster is gonna do. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna need to go... I'm gonna assume if I send the thrust direction to the right, it'll send us left. Let's find out. Nope. It actually goes the direction it says it goes. So we actually want to have it go this way, then. And it doesn't seem to rotate, it just seems to, like, push you horizontally, which is fascinating. Yeah, you'll see it a lot easier on these. Like, we are actually just actively going sideways. That one's a little too far for us to really notice this at the moment. I should grab more hydrogen tanks, though, and make more thrusters, because this is going to take a long time to accomplish anything in its current situation. So I really should make a means of controlling these things. Without having to just directly interact with them.
Warning, electric storm incoming.
Electric storm incoming? Uh-oh. That sounds bad. Oh, okay, they all work together. Oh god. It's just like a... It's just a little cloud that floats by and just zaps things. Okay, sure. That was something, I guess. Just powered down most of the base for a little bit, I guess. Thankfully, did not hit the power generation or the thrusters, so it doesn't matter for what I'm doing right now. But I do like that these actually, like, all operate in unison. Like, you'll notice the flame on them all moving as I adjust it. So I don't actually have to worry about fiddling with all of them independently. And we apparently, like, automatically stay in sync with the station, which is interesting. Like, I'm not doing any... Like, both my hands are up right now, and we're staying perfectly in sync with how the station's moving. That's actually really interesting. So we're not directly attached to the station, but somehow we're staying speed linked with the station. So once again, wait, no, wrong way. I did the thing again, where I'm like, I need to send it the opposite direction to go the direction I want to. Oh, there's a planetoid down there too. Am I close enough to grab that planetoid yet? No. So I'm just so curious about this one for some reason, because I guess it's just like the one you can't reach, therefore you're interested type deal. Is it apparently like so far away? Why did I go through the floor for a second there? Did anybody else notice that? That I just kind of like slowly floated through the ground when I moved forward that time? Is it this patch that I broke here? Is that the problem? No, I can't clip. Oh, I did it again. I found... Oh, I'm actually stuck in here now. Huh. Well, I've done it now, haven't I? I wanted to clip through again, and here I am. Now I'm clipped into the thing. Oh, and I don't have block technology, so I can't remove these blocks. Huh. Well, this is certainly something I've done, isn't it? So, hope everybody enjoys the view from inside this block, because, apparently... Oh, there we go. So I guess the vertices are selective as to whether they decide to exist at any given moment or not, so that's something. Why is it that every game I play, I somehow find a way to clip through something, somewhere? Just, like, every time? Though, to be fair, Melon found a way to clip through something yesterday. I didn't clip into anything yesterday. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, this really is just even more raft in space now that we're able to move, because we're really just causing new asteroids to spawn in front of us. Kind of like the junk and raft will just spawn more rapidly when you're in motion. Still, apparently, can't identify that particular planetoid, though. I think I need to move the station lower. Oh wait, I thought I had something for a second there. We are so close to it, and yet I can't, like, look at... Like, we can even see the trees on it now. Oh, maybe that's not a planetoid, then. Maybe that's, like, too big to be attracted or something. But hey, we found something with trees, so I'm intrigued now. That was not meant to be a pun. And yet, here we are. Yeah, we're getting real close now. Let's see. Right about now. Just gotta move a little further forward. And then I'm gonna move us a little to the side. I want to be, like, real close to this thing. The thruster might be a way to fix the conveyor belt issues we were having with connecting to a planetoid, too. Like, just do very tiny pushes of thrust around to get the ship aligned. Nope, we're going a little too far. Slow her down. We need to make more minute adjustments here. We just need to go, like, straight left now. I almost want to crash into the island just to see what will happen, considering we've only got a couple minutes on my planned time here. We do need to go down a little bit, too. Like, the precise movement is nice. I'm going up. I just realized I said I needed to go down, and then I told it to go up because I did the reverse thing again. Yeah, you know what? Let's just slam into the island and see what happens. Full speed that away! Huh. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting development. Get back here, station. Stab. Huh. So, good news, we found a planet. Bad news, we can't crash into it because apparently, according to the station, the planet doesn't exist. And according to the planet, the station also doesn't exist. I'm not sure what to do with that information, if I'm honest. That just is a very weird situation. Huh. What do we got going on up here? Titanium, rocks, trees. Which the trees we can extract wood from. Not gonna lie, this planet's not that exciting though. It is just planetoid but bigger. It does have multiple ore deposits on it though, which isn't half bad. Wait, what did that say? Okay, more titanium. It looked like a weird crystal, so I got curious. And don't worry, if anybody thinks that the stream is ending after this, it is not. We have one more segment after this. Though that will not be a gifted key or anything. It won't be anything Lurkit based. It'll be something I wanted to cover because it released today. And it will be a very different pacing compared to this one. But it is something you have seen on the channel before. Like, I spent a good long time playing it before it hit 1.0, so that'll be a whole thing. Yeah, that's... I think that'll do for Astro Colony. I'm very disappointed that I couldn't crash my station into the planet. That does mean, though... Hang on, there's one more thing I can try to do here, then. If I can't crash the planet into the... crash the colony into the planet. Turn the engines back on a little bit. Going back up. That does mean we can clip the colony into the planet and make resource gathering easier. Kind of just curious to see if I could actually line that up well enough to just clip it only partially without getting it stuck. Or, like, leaving me behind when I pass through it. Okay, we're aligned well enough now. Problem is, I don't have that great a view of what I'm doing here. Hey! We are one with planet. And if I want to, I can just, like, trim down the terrain a bit. There you go. Successful docking operation, otherwise known as slamming your station partially through the planet. I really don't... I don't think they had any intention of this being a thing that was done, but... Well, this is what they get when they ask me to do something. I'm not sure. I bet somehow I'll still not be able to connect the wiring and everything, even though it's been merged with the planet. Still don't have booster technology. Where even is booster technology? Over here, okay. I could have swore I'd gotten that when I was testing this. But maybe they did a rework when I wasn't looking. Full disclosure, when I originally tested this in order to play this, that was a couple weeks ago. Like, it had been a bit between these two. I do have to acknowledge that. Let's see. Is there any other final thoughts I have on this? Oh, apparently I got the tutorial bot stuck in a tree, so that's cool. If I wake him up, he'll get unstuck, but I think I'm happier that way. It's funny that he's in that tree. Yeah, final thoughts on Astro Colony. Huge potential. I do think I might have been better off letting the tutorial run its way through entirely, and it does have online co-op. I do think this would be significantly quicker and better in co-op, just because there's a lot of hand tasks at this stage of the game. Like, somebody could just end up, like, sitting there grabbing asteroids. Multiple people could grab asteroids at the same time, thus speeding that up. There's a lot of ways I could have done the build more efficiently. All kinds of stuff of that order. But point being, I do think it's worth your time, and it is only $11 right now, so if you want an automation game and you want to drag people into an automation game, this might be a good one to try to get people into, because you can use the Raft connection to your advantage. If people have played Raft and enjoyed it, you may be able to, like, pivot them to this in a way that I think would work. And you know what, sure. Oh, no. It's auto-saved, I think, recently, but we'll save anyway. There you go. And I do like that they give you a remove and a show and explorer option so you can easily back up saves. And for those that came in later on, this game does have mod support. It has both a CurseForge section and a Steam Workshop section, but you don't see the in-game CurseForge section that often. And apparently there's a whole racing game mod that is installed by default, which is interesting. And, like, there's all kinds of, well, not a huge amount of mods, apparently. Like, a few. As the game sticks around longer, it may very well get more mods and more mod support. So that should help you all make a decision as to whether you want to pick this up for yourself or not. I'm going to go ahead and make it pop the message up one more time for those so inclined. And then I'll be stopping the function and switching over to the next game, which will, as I said before, no longer need any of the fancy Lurkit commands or anything, because it will not be... I hesitate to use the word sponsored game, because I'm not really sponsored by these things. I was just given a code.